Hi guys, welcome to a new track guide video. So today we're just taking a look at Watkins Glen, and this is how I do a lap here in qualifying. So let's get started. Okay, I'll run through this slow corner by corner first, and then I'll go on board so that you can see the flying lap and see if it helps you in any way. Right, so starting a flying lap, I'm looking at doing the braking for the final corner. I don't really have a braking marker as such. I just have the yellow line for the pit entry in the corner of my eye, and when that is right there, as it starts to the start of it starts to go by in the car, that's roughly when I start braking into the last corner. So in the high downforce cars, you can get on the power quite early. You can get on the power a little earlier than what I've done there, but I was just trying to do a safe lap here. So use all of the track to open up the steering, get as close to the wall as you can, and then let's slow this down. So my braking point here, if I just go back a little bit, I'll show you what I'm looking for. So if you have a look, just where this this curve of grass starts to come in, I'm braking somewhere between there and that next sign. Let's just go forwards now and just look for yeah, still there. So just after the 200, but at this point the 200 is out of your sight when you're inside the car. So that's where I start braking, and I'll drop down into third. Most cars are third gear for this corner. The Mustang will be second. It's quite long geared. Maybe the AMG. I'm not sure. I haven't really driven the AMG here. But so turning in, I'm trying to aim for here where the camber kind of tails off, but don't hit this curb because it'll ruin your exit. And this is probably the most important corner of the track, because the better the exit here, the faster you're going to be going down the straight towards the bus stop chicane. So this is where I'm aiming for, to go in this little groove here where the tire marks are, staying in third, and then getting on the power as early as possible. And here, this is roughly as far off as I'll go. If you go any further off than this, it's likely to get you a track cut. But this is how much you can safely take. So going down here, there's nothing special here, just going through here as tight as you can, but giving the tiniest steering inputs that you can, because the more steering input, the more you're going to hinder the acceleration a little bit. So just try and go through this as straight as you can, just being very gentle on the steering. And then we are approaching the bus stop now. So I'm braking just before the 200, and what I'm aiming to do here is hit the right side of this bump, get quite close to the wall, and I'm trying to stay at 120 mile an hour when I hit this apex. 120 seems to be the best entry speed, at least for me. Right there, so 122. And this is how much of this you can take. You don't get track cuts here, but just if you hit the wall, you'll usually bounce across and end up over there. And yeah, this is the trickiest part of the track. So try and aim for 120 mile an hour roughly on here. And then let's slow this back down now. And then through here, I'm trying to straight line this as much as possible. So let the car coast over here. I'm on the power again now, just feathering it. And then on this right part of this bump here, if you go any further to the right, you get quite a nasty bump, and the back of the car can leave the ground, and that's when you see people go wide on the left there, or even into the wall. So, and this next corner, after the exit of the bus stop, it's best to stay as tight as you can here. You've got a little bit of camber here when you're on the inside. If you go too wide into this, you'll likely stay wide for the whole corner. It's hard to pull a car in. So to cover as little distance as possible, stay as tight as you can to this and get on the power as early as you can. So we'll see here when I'm back on full power is there. So way before the exit, I'm on full power, trying to get as much speed as I can to use the downforce to pin the front of the car down and just let me carry as much speed on the exit here. And then I'm opening up the steering, letting the car go wide just to get maximum acceleration. And then braking point for here, I'm looking at this little drainage grid. I usually aim for, in the car, this looks like I'm alongside it, but as you can see from behind, I'm braking just before I reach it. So that's my braking marker for here. Staying in third. Stay as tight as possible. And get on full power for the exit. Don't go any further onto the rumble strip than this, because this has got some nasty... if you're on the power when you go over this part, quite often it can spin the wheel up and you can end up going into the wall here. This next one, I'm aiming to brake just before the 100, and this is quite a tricky corner, particularly in the Ferrari. So you need to, when you're braking into it, I'm just gentle on the throttle. If the Ferrari starts to slide, when it's doing those little slides, it's not accelerating. And it's the same when you're braking. If you start to do a tiny drift while you're braking and try to get on the power, it again, it won't accelerate. So you need to try and be as smooth as you can around this and just gently feed the throttle on until if you watch the throttle input there, I'm just being gentle, just pushing it to full throttle. We're not stamping on the throttle, just being gentle, and open it up to the exit. And usually I use this little bit of runoff here just to open the steering up as much as possible. So up to the next one. Right, so braking point for here. Let's just go back a minute. Right, so my braking marker for here, let me slow this down a bit more. I'm aiming for this little dirty mark here. I know it seems a bit vague. You see it easier in the sun. I mean, this is cloudy. But that between this dirty mark and that dirty mark, just these little bits of kind of soil or whatever they are. This is my braking marker for the next corner. And then I'm turning in, staying as tight as I can, but without touching the rumble strip, because the rumble strip can hinder your acceleration. And then onto full power, again, letting the car open up now to get maximum acceleration using the runoff. And then going into here, my braking marker is around this sign on the right. So there, drop it down into second, turn it in. I try and go into it a little bit later. You can get a better exit sometimes if you late apex it, but I haven't really done that here. But yeah, this is another corner. You need to feed the throttle on gently and try not to have your tyres on this rumble strip, because again, it can spin the inside wheel up and it'll hinder your exit. Using this rumble strip a little bit on the exit. Try not to take too much of that because it is very bouncy. And then here, let's go back a touch. So just before I get to the 100, don't need to brake here at all. I'm in 4th gear. All you need to do is lift for a moment, turn in, and then get on full throttle right there, just before the apex. And once you're on throttle, you can turn much tighter than as if you were coasting because of the speed that you're accelerating to. So you can carry quite a lot of speed through here. Careful of track cuts on the right. You can take a lot of the car off on the right side, but it's not that hard to get a track cut there. And then down into the last corner. And again, the braking mark, I'm just keeping an eye on that, and I'm braking somewhere approaching it. Let's just change the camera. So I'm just keeping an eye on that and braking around now. I mean, I suppose in some way you could use the wiper as some kind of marker in relation to the yellow line. Just turn it in fairly gently, not being too forceful with the steering, getting all the power as early as you can, and then using all of the track on the exit. And then that's that. So let's just go back now and just watch it at full speed. There we go. Let's go from here. And there we go. So that's the end of that one. It's just a fairly short one today. I haven't done a track guide for a few weeks because I've been quite busy with other races and doing other videos. So let's change camera. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful to someone. The lap time, oh, hang on. In case you're wondering, where's the result? So the lap time was a 43.3. Can't get into the 42s in the Ferrari. It's a little bit beyond me, so it's not going to set any world records, but it's not bad. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, hopefully that's I've helped to somebody, and I'll be back next time with another track. I don't know which one. We'll see what the league that we're doing has coming up. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I shall see you soon. Bye bye.